Hey everyone, this is Chief Roca. Welcome to our APD Community Podcast. Please hang around. We're very excited to show you some video footage of past PAL camps and other summer programs that we're involved in. Hola mi gente, ¿cómo están todo? How's everybody doing today? It's Chief Roca here, coming to you from the podcast studio here at the Allentown Police Department. I'm very excited to talk to you today about a very important topic that's near and dear to my heart. We have a special guest today, Officer Jim Stanko from our Community Outreach Unit. He is our Community Liaison Officer.
Morning,
Officer
Chief.
Stanko,
how are you?
Good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
That's great to hear. I have some questions for you, if you have a moment to answer. Can you introduce yourself to the community and let them know what you do in the police department?
Well, I am the Community Liaison Officer within the Community Outreach Unit, and a lot of my primary responsibilities is different programs with the youth and different programs with the community. You know, our outreach programs, which we can get into later, and I could give you a little more detail. But it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of fun, and I'm privileged to have the opportunity to actually be a part of it.
What is the role of the community liaison officer in the unit here?
Well, that's a unique position. You know, I sit on a lot of boards. I sit on the Homeless Commission board. I am the LGBTQ liaison with the police department. I work with pretty much all the different organizations in the city that are looking to collaborate. So it's very well-rounded. I'm almost an enigma, so to speak, or the position is, because it's ever-changing as we move forward year after year, and different programs and different opportunities come up. So it's a lot of fun, and I really enjoy doing this, being a part of this.
Perfect. So I'm hearing that you work a lot with the youth. What are some of the programs that are specifically geared towards our youth here in the city?
Well, I work with the PAL director, which is Officer Geek currently, and this year we have collaborated because we had a lot of changes due to COVID and all that other stuff. But basically, on a normal year, we have our Police Athletic League, which is a 5-week program that runs in the summer. And that's for fifth graders. So there's like 16 different elementary schools in the city that we work with. Then we have our Allentown Police Youth Academy and our Allentown Police Advanced Youth Academy. Now, the Youth Academy is kind of an introduction to the different facets of the law enforcement family. So any student, and the ages are pretty much like 12 to 15 for the Youth Academies, any student that comes to that will really get a good idea of the different entities and organizations that we work with. When they graduate from that police academy, then they'll go to the advanced academy. Now, the advanced academy is a little more disciplined, a little more structured. That has it has a lot of practical exercises. We have mock scenarios, and we actually kind of put the cadet or the youth cadet into a police officer's uniform, so to speak, and we give them scenarios, and they can learn from it and see the different how difficult our job can be, and also how rewarding our job can be, depending on the scenario that we put them in.
So they're actually learning what a police officers go through on a day-to-day basis. And I want to understand what attracts kids to learn about policing, and what benefit would a family have to, say, send their children to, say, the PAL camp? What can they get out of it? Like, what sort of programs? I know you've mentioned some scenarios, some mock scenarios, but do they go to different activities? Do they go out to amusement parks? What sort of things does the Allentown Police Department engage in when we go through with the PAL camp?
Well, it's kind of a really interesting and fruitful process that we have with the different programs, because they kind of link together. When we have PAL camp, you're going to have anywhere from 30 to 60 kids going to it, which are fifth graders. So they're roughly 11, 12 years old, that range. Like in life, when you work hard, you can be rewarded. And what we do is we have, with all the officers that are involved, we essentially pick the top kids from each week. And those kids get to advance to our youth academy. Now, that doesn't exclude any other kids in the Allentown School District or the city of Allentown that want to go to the youth academy, because we also open that up to them, just to the public. But the kids from the PAL camp will automatically get to go in because we have limited slots. So now once they go into the youth academy and then they go to the advanced youth academy, They then have the opportunity to go into a program called the PAL Camp Kids, which is a community achievement mentoring program. And what that is it's not we want to make sure it's not a one and done. In other words, you have the kids that are from PAL to the Youth Academy to now this program. Well, what happens is these kids come to this program and they keep coming back. So year after year, we continue that mentoring process, and they themselves become mentors. So then we take those students and we utilize them in the upcoming or following years as mentors to the new kids at PAL Camp, to the new kids at the Youth Academy, and then the new kids that end up being selected to go into the PAL Camp Kids Mentoring Program.
That's great. So they're learning responsibility. They're actually going and giving back to the community, and kind of being like an example for the new kids that are coming through the PAL program.
Exactly.
And I can remember and I recall going to Bucky Boyle Park, where the PAL kids were involved in cleaning up the community and cleaning up the park and doing their part without really any hesitation, and they were having fun with it. In addition to the games and everything that I saw, they were also engaged in giving back, and I think that's an important piece here. So for the community members, how can they get involved in this? Like, is there a certain number they call? Do they call the police desk? What do they do to reach out to you?
We have a email address, which is apdcommunity@allentownpa.gov, and that goes directly to our community outreach unit. They can also contact me, which is james.stanko@allentownpa.gov, and our PAL director currently, which is matt.geek@allentownpa.gov. So if they send an email to any of those emails that I just provided, they're going to get a response. And depending on, things fill up quick. I mean, it's difficult. We would love to have every single kid a part of every program that we have. Unfortunately, there's going to be limited slots, and a lot of times there's a first come, first serve. So I would apologize in advance. It's not that we're selecting different kids over other kids and you're giving opportunities to kids, because we want to pick them. It's more along the lines of first come, first serve. And then once it fills up, it fills up.
So timeliness is important.
It's absolutely important. And that's something we teach the kids. One of the things I wanted to mention was with the PAL Camp Kids Mentoring Program, and you spoke about giving back. Mm-hmm. What we do is, if we meet twice a month, one day that month is a fun day, and one day is a give back day. So if we go down to Camelot and help clean up there, or dedicate some time for some program there, or at some other place like Bucky Boyle that you mentioned,
right,
that would be their give back day. And it's kind of just integrating them into the thought process of putting other people ahead of themselves.
Perfect. Selfless giving,
yeah.
In other words. I want to circle back and talk about, I heard you were the LGBTQ liaison. Mm-hmm. What do you do in that aspect?
Essentially, I'm just a first point of contact. If they have any questions about something, if the LGBTQ community is looking for anything in particular with the police department, I would be the first line of contact. So, ultimately it could end up on your desk, but they might contact me and say, hey, Jim, we're looking to do this, and, is there anything that you guys can, help with regarding this? And I go, okay, well, that sounds good. Let me run it upstairs, run it through Sergeant Leonard with the community outreach unit, and then, go through a captain all the way up to you, and then we get our answer, and then I give the answer back, or you contact them directly, whichever way is easier at the time.
So it's fair to say that we're reaching out to different communities, and we're supportive of the groups that are out there within our city, and they could definitely reach out to you to collaborate and to have an understanding of each other. Would that be fair to say?
Absolutely. This is our, us putting on full display our willingness to be transparent. Like, hey, we're here for everybody. And if you embrace that opportunity, we're here for you. Just let us know what you need, and we go from there.
Perfect. In another avenue, we also care about the development of our officers and supporting them. In that vein, and also for the community as well, can you speak to us about the Allentown Police Chaplain Program?
I can. That's kind of a twofold entity, and as you know, we're kind of revamping it right now. Basically, the chaplains are there for our police officers because sometimes officers need to speak with someone, but also during some traumatic incidents or intense incidents with the city, we have the chaplains respond, and they will go there. And if they're needed, then they'll be utilized. If they're not, then they simply show up. But we put the opportunity out there, and we're very diverse in the what would be the word, in the religious realm, in terms of, if we have a Jewish chaplain, or we have a Catholic chaplain, or we have a Pentecostal.
So you have a variety of faith leaders that come together.
We do.
For the chaplain program. Mm-hmm. And if there is a faith leader that would like to get involved and support the police department's mission regarding to the chaplain program, how can they get involved?
Again, they could do the APD Community at allentownpa.gov email, or they can email me directly, which is james.stanko@allentownpa.gov. And then we go from there. And just keep in mind, anyone out there, if you're interested, again, there is limited slots, but we do a background check and everything else, which I assume most people would pass. But just letting you know ahead of time so it doesn't feel intrusive. That is one thing as you come into the Allentown Police family that we do.
Perfect. And we do a lot of different outreach programs, and I see here that you are also a Homeless Commission board member. Can you talk to me about what that entails and what sorts of activities you get involved in with that?
It's trying to solve a chronic problem and just being one of the cogs in a giant machine to do that. Homelessness is a problem. You know it, I know it, and we're doing everything we can to combat it and give opportunities to those that are less fortunate than us. So sitting on that board, there's different funding through different organizations and the state, and I'm just a voting member of that board. So we come together. They have a collaborative effort, and we vote on where the funds will go, and then we move forward from there.
So for our unsheltered community, we have a way of connecting with them then and providing resources, because sometimes, and some of the things that I said at my different community meetings is that being unsheltered is not a crime. And we very much support our community out there. And it's important to see that we are collaborating with other entities throughout the city and in the community that support the mission in providing services to those that are unsheltered. And I really want to say thank you for providing a little bit of information on that. We have here also about the LIFE program. Can you explain what that's about?
That was a program a couple of years ago, before COVID, that we implemented in the Allentown School District schools, actually the middle schools particularly. It stands for Living with Integrity for Future Excellence. And again, it's based like all our other programs. Be the best you. We want to help you be the best you, because at the end of the day, all these kids that go through these programs, they're our replacements. And that's why, their moms, dads, teachers, guidance counselors, and everybody else want them to do well. They're our replacements. So our effort is mentor, have them become mentors, and it's contagious. Good is contagious, and good thought process is contagious. So, that's the purpose of the LIFE program, and they get a sense of accomplishment when they graduate through these programs.
So what I'm hearing throughout all these programs, it's building a foundation so they can be those future leaders within our community.
Exactly. I'm not the future. I'm 50 years old. I mean,
the police chief, they can be the mayor, they can be a lawyer, doctor, whatever they set their hearts on. That's really encouraging for me to hear. And I think it's something that, given the events of this past year with the pandemic, when many children were stuck inside, and it affected deeply the Allentown School District, where kids had to go virtual, and maybe some of those social connections were kind of closed off a little bit because they didn't have the ability to head to school. They did have the virtual environment, but I think it provides an avenue so that they can get engaged in this. And I really like to see, parents are probably thinking, okay, it's the summertime. What can my kid do? So if a parent calls you and says, you know what, I'm hearing this, or they watch this podcast and they say, I'm interested in all these programs. What really can I do? I only speak Spanish. My kids have an understanding of English and Spanish, but I don't quite know the process. Where can I go? Who can I contact? Because I want to be informed. I want to make sure my child has the ability to take part in this, because it sounds great. And I've experienced, and I think it's a good program. I actually went through the PAL program many years ago, when I was a young man. And I found it to be very educational and something that I enjoy doing.
Well, to answer that, this year we kind of changed things because COVID came in and it really, knocked us for a loop. So we took PAL, and I got with the Police Athletic League director, which is Officer Geek currently, and I'm the Youth Academy director. We put them back together. We smashed them together, and we're doing what's called a 2021 Youth Summit. And that's what we're going to be doing coming up this summer.
Okay.
So we took the two entities and made one thing, and we went to our PAL Kids mentoring program that we spoke about, and we got those kids, and that's probably about 25 kids. And then we went to the school district, and we reached out to them and said, hey, do you have any kids that are interested in participating in a youth summit this summer? We have limited slots, but just let us know. And the school district got back to us and gave us, probably another 30 kids or so over the course of the summer. And we're going to integrate them, and hopefully after they go through the youth summit, which is a lot of fun, we're doing a lot of cool stuff. I mean, including even going to Dorney Park, which is a total headache for us. But we're going there anyway. We're diving in head first because we want to give these kids an opportunity that maybe they wouldn't normally have. And we have a lot of support from it, not just from the community and the police department, you as the chief, but we have some financial support from companies like Air Products, the MPP of Allentown, Pinnacle Exteriors, Cigna. We have a lot of organizations that have helped us put this together.
That brings me to a question. So if businesses or companies want to reach out to you and say, hey, let me assist you with this, or how can I play a part, what steps should they take to contact you or to reach out?
It'd be the same as the other ones.
Same as the other ones.
Yeah, I'll say it again, the APD Community at allentownpa.gov or james.stanko at allentownpa.gov. Those two emails, we'll definitely respond, but anytime somebody wants to get involved, we embrace that, So that's bring it on. We're good. We're game.
That's perfect. And I just want you to, if you can, give us an overview just so that the parents have a full understanding of the programs that you kind of oversee, and then the relationships that we have with our community, and also how our officers feel about maybe being a part of that PAL program. As I recall, there was a couple officers that were assigned to assist with some of the PAL camps that happened.
Oh, those guys will be fighting each other to get in there. It's a lot of fun. It's very rewarding. It's neat because the way it's structured, and parents out there, don't tell your kids this, but we come in and we're not like, they're not standing at attention. It's not like crazy structured in the beginning. It's structured. It's lightly structured. And we slowly implement more structure. And by the end of the week, the kids don't even know they're structured in our program. And they're doing what they're told, and they're participating, and they're helping others, but they don't even realize it happened because our system has it gradually work. If you have kids just come in there right off the bat and you're like a drill sergeant, they might not come back tomorrow. So instead, let's be a little gentle, a little softer hands, and by the end of it, it's usually great. I mean, our youth academy has a 98% retention rate. Our PAL camp, I'm sure, is way up there, maybe even 99%. So the programs are proven winners.
And I think just from hearing this and seeing this and recalling a couple different things, that some of the mentors are also, they're getting into good things, schools, their programs, athletics, different things like that. Can you talk about some of the things that the mentors are involved in that have led from their participation in the summer programs through PAL, through the youth summit, through the different activities that we held?
Scholarships. There's a company, Preventive Measures, which is in Allentown, and they work with our Honor Guard, and they donated money for educational scholarships. We have Pinnacle Exteriors, who also donated money for scholarships. So these scholarships, these educational scholarships, are available to these students. Also, we work with L-Tri-C, and L-Tri-C has a lot of scholarship opportunities. And what happens is, we just provide, when it comes to L-Tri-C, we provide an avenue of knowledge so that these kids know where they can apply for some type of scholarships. That's not a given, or anything, but at least they have an avenue of knowledge to know, okay, I can apply for these different things here. We put it all out for them and then see how it shakes out. Hard work, you get rewarded.
Can the parents and the kids that are interested in these programs, can they go on our website and check out some of the programs that we do? Or is it more that they have to contact you? How do they go about getting more information about these programs?
Well, regarding PAL, they can go to the Allentown Police Athletic League Facebook, for starters. Of course, they can always go to the Allentown Police Department Facebook, because if you look in there, you'll see a lot of the different social media posts about our youth program. So the stuff's in there. Go ahead and subscribe to it. We got a lot of subscribers, a lot of great content, but they can get the information there too. So
that's absolutely perfect. Now, in closing, and just to wrap up, what is something that you want to let the community know or come away with from our conversation here about the Community Liaison program, and also about the summer programs associated with our community outreach unit?
Well, I would say that our goal is to help your kids be the best they can be. Be the best be your best you. That's the way we look at it, and believe in them. We believe in them. You believe in them. The opportunities are there. We're trying to present as many opportunities as we can. We're a police department, but we're really trying, because, again, I say it, we all say it, these kids are our future.
Perfect.
So, yep.
Officer Stanko, I want to thank you for the time that you took to talk with us a little bit about the programs and giving some insight on this very valuable topic that we were discussing. Ladies and gentlemen of the community, it gives me great pleasure to have had this conversation with Officer Stanko. We're going to be here at the Allentown Police Department to support our youth, to make sure that they're the leaders of tomorrow, to ensure that no obstacle that's presented in front of them can stop them from their forward movement. We were young kids once. We're going to do our part to make sure that we engage with our community, empower our kids, and make sure that they're on a solid platform to move forward here in Allentown. And you're going to see a lot more things happening from the Allentown Police Department. I can tell you, as the Chief of Police here in Allentown, we're going to be transparent, we're going to engage with our community, and we're going to build those bridges. So please come along on this journey with us and stay tuned for more. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, and have a great day, and stay cool in this heat.
Take care.
Hello everybody, I'm Officer Guy with Allentown Police Department. We're out here today in Bucky Boyle Park. We're out here with the PAL kids. We're going to give back to the community and picking up the trash here at Bucky Boyle. I'd like to thank the kids here from PAL Camp and what they're doing for the community today. Hopefully we have a wonderful day.
Hello everybody, I'm Officer Matt Geek of the City of Allentown Police Department. I am the Police Athletic League Director. We are out here for the last 4 weeks. We took some of our PAL kids and our Youth Academy kids, and we decided to have a joint camp for 4 weeks where we did things ranging from Frisbee football to going to Blue Mountain to playing dodgeball, kickball, every type of sport you can imagine. We did other stuff to stimulate their brains a little bit with some arts and stuff like that, but it's been a great time and we are very excited to hopefully do it again next year.
How you doing? I'm Officer James Stanko. I'm the Youth Academy Director. This year's kind of posed some interesting obstacles for us with the COVID-19, the current pandemic that we're going through. So what we did was, we discussed it with our chief, and the idea of combining the two different entities together, we put together the best safe environment that we could. We're observing social distancing, we got the masks, we got the gloves, we got the sterilization products, and we've really had an outpouring of support with a lot of these products being donated. So, we're just out here and just trying to really give these kids a good summer.
Coronavirus, obviously this summer we basically didn't get to go out, so I'm trying to enjoy this time before something else happens. Just like the tornado rain, it killed a lot of stuff, but we still have fun.
I definitely like being here during COVID because we've had nothing to do all summer, and it gets really boring, especially when you're an only child and you're just sitting at home doing nothing. All I have to do is really ride my bike and play on my Xbox, which, contrary to popular belief, video games do get boring sometimes.
Dodgeball, kickball, racquetball. We did different exercises.
When we went into the academy and we played games.
There are a lot of activities to do, and there's more kids to interact with than just staying home.
There's a lot of things that we couldn't do, and there's a lot of more things that we have to do inside, like wear a mask, and sometimes outside we have to wear a mask.
Sign up?
Sign up?
Yeah, we're trying to sign up because it's a really good experience. They could get to know other people, have fun here, do a lot of games. Also,
Okay, we are here at the final day of the Police Athletic League / Youth Academy Youth Summit, and it's kind of a big picnic day. We have a dunk tank, and we also have a raffle. Now, all these kids are so equally good and fun to be around that we decided that with all the items that have been donated and the funding that's been used to buy these items, which is 13 different items, we're going to just raffle. And these kids are all going to get tickets. They pick the items they want, and then we do a random drawing. So it's a lot of fun, and it's great to see these kids not only leave here with the lessons that they learned, the new friends that they gained, but also they get to take an item with them, or two.